fellow warfighters, war is hell. It's time for some Arma 3 Recon. I'm going to be playing the mission called the Dynamic Air Combat System. I'm in the cockpit of an F-22 trying to protect an A-10 from a few Su-35s that have come into the area. See one not that far away. I'm just waiting to be able to get the lock on him and be able to fire my missiles. Now he's launching one at me. Countermeasures work. I take him down. Now there's his wingman, and I'm flying solo right now, so coming into this engagement outnumbered 2-1. It's already a little scary here, but I'm flying the best air superiority fighter in the world. It should be able to take out 2 enemies no problem at all. Now he's too close here for my mid-range AMRAAMs, so I'm gonna have to switch to guns, and I take him out pretty quick. Hey, I think this might not be that bad at all. Alright, so this actually occurs a little bit later on. I'll go and show you what happens when you first come into the mission, which is right here. So you've got a menu that shows up with your scroll wheel, and you can select some planes. Now, I went through the description of the mission and discovered that there's a lot of mods that this mission will support, and I ended up going ahead and downloading a lot of those mods. So if you just get the mission, you're not going to see, this variety of aircraft. You're just probably going to find stock Arma 3. I'm going to go ahead and choose the F-16 here to kind of introduce you guys to the mission. And one of the things that's nice about the implementation of a lot of these mods is there's a lot of things that you can do with your aircraft that you normally can't do in stock Arma, such as being able to determine your loadout, your skin, for your aircraft and stuff like that. So we're going to go into choosing the skins, and there's a lot of different options, but I'm just going to go ahead and stick with this one since it's your traditional look and feel of the F-16. In this mission, you also get to determine, since it is dynamic, different types of missions that are available to you that can be generated. So as you're picking out your loadout, if you do want to do something that's a lot more air-to-air combat, you can adjust your loadout accordingly and choose air-to-air missions. If you want to do something that's just ground-based, you can do that in an A-10, or you can go with like a multi-role type of setup, which is what I'm going with right now. So I've got 4 Sidewinders, 2 AMRAAMs, and I think 2 Mavericks equipped on this for air to ground. So I'm going to go ahead and request the ability to take off. I've been granted permission to take off on the runway. So I'm going to end up going to the left, and I'll kind of start my approach to the runway. I was very excited to see this pop up on Steam as a mission that was created. When I was younger, I had a lot of friends who enjoyed cars and would spit off all of these statistics about cars and, just have these long discussions. I had no idea what they were talking about because what I loved was military aircraft. Like, I remember my parents, they bought me this book. It was like, I can't remember where they got it, but it was a used book that just had tables and tables of data about aircraft. And I would sit there and I would just read, what is the max speed of an F-16? And then I would go tell my friends when they were talking about the horsepower of some car, I'd be like, oh yeah, but the Pratt & Whitney F-119 engine, which is on the F-22. And then it was nice to be able to see the look of confusion on their face that they had no idea what I was talking about. So I've always had a love for aircraft. And I love Arma 3. I really do. But I feel like it lacks, or it could improve upon its use of aircraft within the game. Because if we look at modern warfare right now, 2 nations that go to war against each other, whoever has air superiority in that type of conflict is going to have a heavy advantage over the enemy. And so with it playing such a large role in modern combat, I would hope that Arma would implement a little bit of a better air warfare system. That being said, we've also got a great Arma community that puts together stuff like this. So I'm choosing who my adversaries are going to be. I'm going to choose air-to-air missions. We're going to sit here and wait for this mission to load. Looks like I'll be escorting an A-10. It looks like we've got 4 of them directly south of my location. So I'm going to start heading in that direction. Since this is procedurally generated, your missions are going to take place anywhere on the island. And when you finish one and another one starts, sometimes you have to throw on the afterburner to be able to get to the location that you need to be at. So we've got some Su-34s up ahead. I've already got my AMRAAMs armed and got this one targeted. Since the AIM-120s are more moderate range, they don't maneuver nearly as well. So you have to find a really good balance between distance and also how far that the missile is going to have to move to be able to hit the target. So I'm not too far away from them. They're actually way off to the east of the island. So being a good amount of distance away, I'm going to fire one, and it hits. Looked like he was banking in a turn, so I hit him at just the right time. We'll try and see if we can take out his wingman here too. I'm sure he's trying to get away from me. I came up on them pretty quick and at a good time. Now, he was way too close for me to engage him with the AMRAAM, so I'm switching to the Sidewinders right now, but since I have to switch the missiles, I'm going to have to retarget him. In preparation for this mission, if this is something that some of you end up getting, it is important to have a joystick and also make sure you configure it beforehand, because there's a lot of things you got to do pretty quick when you're flying in the air. Like, I had to make sure I had targeting set pretty intuitively, and also like being able to zoom in. So here I go, firing. Hit him once with the Sidewinder. I damaged him. I'm going to need this second one to be able to take him out. Not too bad for an F-16 here. The F-16, especially when you consider the cost of each one of these aircraft, they're very versatile and have done a lot of good for the Air Force. I love these little guys. All right, we're going to come around here. Got to make sure I don't go in too high of a turn here and end up passing out, which is something that I did when I was playing this. There were a couple times, but it was kind of more of a just trying to get out of a nasty situation. All right, so I come over to the location where the A-10 is, and I thought, oh, well, I've got these Mavericks. I might as well try and see if I can help out. And gosh, there's an explosion over there. I have no idea what that was. Target the first thing that I see. Gonna open fire. Nothing. Fire another one, and same thing. Well, there's the A-10. At least I took some fire off of it. This integrated point on the map that I was shooting at may not have been an actual target too. So I might have just wasted my Mavericks on that one. Oh well, that's all right. Since I am completely empty right now, I'm going to end up coming back to base. Once you come back, you can rearm your aircraft, or you can change aircraft too. And I'm landing on a runway where there's an aircraft waiting to take off. Oh my gosh, that was close. Oh, maybe it was because I decided to land without permission. Now, since we've got so many different aircraft on this mission, I wanted to switch out. So here I am in an F-35. So some mods, you've got the F-35B, which allows you to do the vertical takeoff and landing, or VTOL. I think this one is the C, which is the carrier-based version of it. The A is what you'll find for the Air Force. Maybe that's what I'm ending up flying. So I chose a multi-role mission, and it looks like I'm being sent out here over the water to be able to take out some boats. And so I'm going to try to see if I can do this with the gun on this. And the Air Force has really been touting the cannon on this thing as a successor to the A-10. There we go. I took him out. It took quite a while to destroy that boat. And I got really close. to the water here too. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to strafe these boats over and over again. Really nothing to get too excited about. But now I'm going to try to see what the air combat is like with this aircraft too. Just like the F-22, everything is stored internally, except I think on the F-35B, the gun pod is actually externally mounted. But the bay door is open, and here's some more Su-34s. Now I think there's a total of 3 of them out here. Take one of them out. See if I can switch to the other one here. Must not have seen me coming in. Fire another one. Gosh, all about positioning right there. I guess there was only 2 of them. Oh, there's another guy. Will we be able to hit him? Yep, we got him. Now the Gen 5 aircraft, which is like the F-22 and the F-35, the stealth capabilities of these aircraft are supposed to be insane, especially the F-22. Like, they won't give you specifics on it, but I remember watching a documentary not too long ago that talked about how in trials of the F-22, we sent up, just a number of Gen 4 aircraft to try and take it out. But, the F-22 took out a ton of aircraft. Simulated, of course. And nobody ever got a kill on it. So, alright, I've got some more weapons, so just moving to another part of the map here to take out some more Su-34s. This guy's coming right at me. Nice! That's perfect. That's where countermeasures really aren't going to do too much good here in this game. I'm not going to try and fire on him as he's going perpendicular to the direction that I'm going. That would be way too difficult for any of my missiles to try and hit him. So the AIM 110, or AIM 120, excuse me, thought this was going to be a little too close for it, but apparently not. So take down another air squadron. I'm thinking I might go back to base and switch out yet again for another aircraft. I mean, the F-35 has just been really awesome to fly. Oh, there's somebody else over here. I'll probably have to take him out before I end up going back to base too. I don't want too many of these guys just sitting around here, because if I get one of those missions that pops up to escort an A-10, it's going to be pretty tough if the sky's littered with enemy fighters. So I'm going to try and pick up the speed here and get a little closer to him, but it seems like he's going a little slow in the air here too. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. But it doesn't matter. F-35 comes through again. Shoot down another guy. Okay, so now I am out of missiles. I'll have to go back and switch out. But I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to end it right here, actually. And just kind of give you guys a rundown on what I thought about the mission. And then I'll probably switch to some other gameplay too, since it's probably not too fun watching me just sit and go back to base. Even though I did this with a lot of different aircraft, I'm still going to rate this just overall, because you are going to have a different experience if you fly a Harrier versus like an F-35. Since I flew, like the F-15s were a lot of fun to be able to fly. A-10 was as well, but I don't want to sit here and show you guys the 3 hours of gameplay that I did with this and all the other aircraft. So we're going to look at, ooh, that was a cool shot. We're going to look at mission difficulty here first. Mission difficulty, I'm going to give that 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now, this varies depending on the type of aircraft and the mission that you choose, but in a lot of the air-to-air scenarios that I came across, I did not come up against anybody that was really too difficult to take down. I was shot down a couple times as I was kind of going through this, but I felt like I really wasn't challenged too much in that regards. When I was doing some stuff with like the A-10 too, there were some missions where I was being shot back at, but if you're just smart, you can destroy targets at range, and so it's not too difficult there. So 3.5 out of 5 stars. Scripting complexity, I'm going to rank this pretty high at 4.5 out of 5 stars. Having a menu like what comes up at the beginning of this, being able to implement a fair number of mods into this and still be all right, that's, that means you got to have a pretty clean script. And then also, just have stuff that's very dynamic. I mean, obviously, you're going to have stuff that's dynamic. That's always going to be a challenge to do. So, I'll rank it pretty high there. Replayability, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars. This is something that you can do quite a bit as long as you get a number of the mods here and you have a variety of aircraft. The missions, however, that are randomly generated are very limited. So you're not going to find too much variation there. I want to say there's probably like 3 missions for every option that you select between like air-to-air, air-to-ground, and like multi-role. So that's kind of where it's limited in replayability. But when you have different aircraft, I mean, it'll feel different every time that you play it because each aircraft is going to have various strengths and weaknesses that you can utilize. Presentation factor, I will give this 3 out of 5 stars. Nothing too exciting took place in here. I mean, you can determine some stuff like time, but weather will vary as the mission progresses and you keep playing it. So, I mean, it gets some points there. But other than that, there's really nothing to get too excited about when it comes to the presentation. There were some things that were on the menu that were not accurately mentioned or understood when you kind of go into the mission, like how do you get promoted or where do you get XP from, and requesting that you land, all that stuff I think could have been explained a little bit better, which is why just a mediocre score. Overall, I am going to give this 4 out of 5 stars. I do like that there is an air combat scenario like this. There are some improvements that I would like to see made. Like, it would be nice to have a wingman. As Arma, prides itself on trying to be a simulator and, focus on realism, you're going to have a wingman when you're going up in the air. So that would be nice. And I would also like to see just some more variety when it comes to the missions. I think with that, then you've got some good stuff in here too. So that's going to be it for this. Remember, I'm going to go ahead and put the description of this mission, or the link to this mission, in the description below. But thank you for watching. Subscribe, you guys, if you have not already. I'll make sure that I keep you guys posted with all the stuff that's going on. But don't forget, war is hell, but you don't have to worry, warfighters, because I've got your 6.